Come here. This is my dog Spot. Come here. Come on. Come on, puppy. There he is. There she is. She's a part Pomeranian and wire hair terrier. Huh, puppy. Where we got her, we've had her for about 13 years, and got her from my brother-in-law. And I was actually with my other brother-in-law. We were going to go to an auction, and I was telling him I was looking for a dog, and he had one, but it was too big. And I said I needed a smaller dog. We weren't allowed to have a big dog, so he says, you know, here's Starry. Well, they call it Spot. Her original name was Starry, but it's Spot. And yes, it's a girl with a boy's name. I don't know why. Anyways, we took her. We got her. And we took her home, and the first day when my wife got home that day, she got home around 10 o'clock or something. I don't know. It was at nighttime, and Spot comes in, or the Spot sees her, and already just starts taking territory. Starts growling at her, like trying to protect the house. You know, it took her, and we kept her in the back utility room with a washer and dryer, and I didn't like that, you know, because I don't like dogs in cages. Come on, Spot. I don't like having dogs in cages or anything like that. You know, I think it's just, how would you like to be caged up for 8 hours a day and, you know, not really do it? It's kind of like prison, ain't it? But I understand they have to learn that, you know, everything and where not to go, but they know where they're supposed to stay. But so we slowly let her out when we were gone and stuff like that. And she did chew on some shoes, and he beat her butt with the shoe. She ain't gonna do it anymore. Same thing. We had a thing. She was chewing on something. It was the lamp cord, and we knew she chewed on it and bit down on the dang thing and got shocked because she just, like, you heard like her pounding her feet or something, just took off running, and kind of yiped too. So she learned her lesson. And like all dogs, they have to get used to the environment and what to do, what not to do. At first, I thought she was like the dumbest dog in the world, but she was still young, and she went through so many. I think she went through like 4 or 5. She wasn't even like a year old or something. 4 or 5 different families. It was taught so much, you know, different things. So they really didn't know anything about it. And she used to like to play with kids. You know, she'd run around with the neighbor kids and stuff like that. But then as she got older, she stays away from people. It's like kind of a trust thing, I guess. She rarely goes up to somebody and lets them pet her. Like if she, like our neighbor across the street, Chuck, if she'd seen Chuck, she'd go right up to him. You know, she would remember him, and she hasn't seen him in a year or two. Probably a little bit longer than that. She's more protective of my son and my wife than me. I don't know. But I remember we took her up to Lake Erie one time. The first time we took her up to Lake Erie, I think it was the first year or second year we had her. And I went out to the break wall, and it's pretty deep, and she just, come hell or high water, she's gonna get to me. She went swimming out there, and it was up to my chest. I was like, there's no way she'd get up on the break wall. There's no way she could swim back. So my son comes out, and I got down off the break wall. It was up to my chest, and I gave him to her, gave her to him. And she took her in there, and she would have never made it up on that wall. She doesn't like to go in water. She doesn't like baths. She doesn't like to go in water, like ponds or something anymore. Like that thing with Lake Erie, man, just, I don't know why it did that. She'll go in a little bit of the pond around here. Like if we're going for our walk and stuff, and the geese originally would go in, they'd go in like 5 or 6 feet in the water, until she started going in the water, like right on the edge, probably up to her chest. That's it, and that's all the farther she goes in. And now the geese go way out, and the ducks, they go way out. So they think that, oh, they were safe in the water. But no, I think she could have went out a little farther, but she won't go in. Like I made one video where even if the pond is frozen and you can walk on it, she's not walking on that dang. She does not like it. She just knows that it's water or something. She's afraid to fall through or something. I don't know. Pretty smart dog. She likes to chase cats. If you say the word cat, her ears perk up, and she's at the window. She's gonna, you know, look for that dang thing, and she'll chase. I'll let her out, and she'll chase down the road after the dang thing, turn right back, and come right back home. But there was one time where the cat was across the street, and she seen it, and by the time we let her out, the cat stooped down in the grass, and she ran right past the damn thing, blind in one eye, can't see out the other. And there was another time where she was doing something, I was walking along the woods, and there was like a pile of brush down in the woods, and I seen her take off after something, and I stopped her before the dang thing she got to it, because it was a skunk. And I yelled at her. I said, "Get away from that thing." I caught the tail of it going into some brush and some branches or something. I was like, "Man, you won't be messing with that thing." And she is good. I could take her out on a 2-lane road without a leash. She stays right next to the lane. The white line there is on the road, and I won't need a leash with her. It took her a while, but you know, she doesn't need a leash. I can take her anywhere. Doesn't need a leash. I take her down the highway, and she just walks along the road. She don't care, but she don't like big trucks anymore. When big trucks go by, she kind of, you know, cowers off to the side a little bit. But she does not. She doesn't care. She's pretty good at that. You know, can take her to a park or anything like that. Don't need a leash with her. Tell her to follow. She'll follow you around. If you're up in the woods and she gets lost or can't find you, man, I don't know. She probably end up going home. I don't know. And we recently rearranged the couch. I don't know why this would throw her off so darn much, but I would sit on the left side of the couch, and she would always come to my lap and sit in my lap toward my left. And now that we put the couch on the other side, and my wife sits on the left side, and I sit on the right side, it totally throws her off. She'll come up, sit up in my lap, and she'll be like, not knowing which way to turn around. It just totally freaks her out. It just makes her just all weird out, and she has to get used to it again or something. I don't know. I think she's slowly getting back into it, but it's just weird. And she is good about staying in the yard. I could sit, when I would make walking sticks, I could sit right there with my back toward the road, toward the yard, and my face toward the house, and I'm sitting there working on a walking stick. She will stay right beside me or right in the yard. She won't leave the yard. There's a couple of times you might see her take 2 steps in a yard next door. You can see where their grass is always higher than mine, or her grass is always higher than mine. She'll take 2 steps and she'll put her nose to smell like something, and then I tell her to get back over here. But she doesn't. She always stays in the yard. People told us that they said they thought she was a statue. She looks like a statue, just sitting in the yard, just looking, checking stuff out, you know, just looking around. And it's just weird with her is that some dogs could be barking and barking, and she does not care one bit. And then other dogs, they'll bark and she'll want to meet them or something. It's just weird. I don't know if dogs bark in different languages or what, but it's just really weird. I don't know why she likes certain dogs and wants to be there, but don't care for other dogs. And she knows a lot of words. She knows Clifford, walk, puppy, up, no, let's go, cat, treat, bye-bye. And then you say, "Here he comes." And if you say "here he comes" with like Zach or something, was our neighbor that lives across the street with his parents, with his dad, and she would automatically know, go to the window, here comes Zach. And ice cream and cookies. She knows all them words, you know, she knows what the heck they are. And Clifford's a little toy that she gets, and you can tell her, "Go get Clifford." She'll go in her toy box and pull out Clifford. And sometimes when you say "Mom's coming home," or they say when Dad's coming home, she'll jump up in a window and wait for you. You know, sometimes she knows about the time to start waiting for you to come home from work. But it's pretty neat. You just sit there and wait for you. There was one time where it was so cold in the winter, we went walking, went up through the woods and started walking down the road. And I'm a good about 3/4 of a mile maybe, something like that, far from the house. And her paws were just so cold, I had to actually pick her up and carry her fat butt home. It was a long dang way. And it's like, my God, but we got home and her paws were just frozen. I'd like to say before, we were about 13 years. This is probably 14 years. So she's a pretty old dog. She doesn't like fireworks at all. There was one time where she was walking up on a deck and I shot a bottle rocket off, and then she was just gone. We didn't know where the hell she went. And me and my son, we went looking for her down on the other roads and stuff like that, and here she was right when we come back home. Says, "I don't know where she's at." She's sitting right behind the shed waiting for us. I think she went underneath the shed, because we had an air show here. Every couple years they'll have an air show, and the first time they had it, the Thunderbirds, and they fly over my house lower than they do at the air base. You're closer to them, and they are freaking loud. And the one came over, and it was so loud, she didn't know whether to shit or go blind, and she just took off. I don't know where the heck she went. I think she went in the house or something after that thing went over. It just freaked her out, and she just hid. And she doesn't like it. She doesn't like loud noises. And she does like beer. She's probably the only dog in the world that has probably had over 700 different beers. And I can almost guarantee that, because every different beer I get, I give her a little bit of it. Some of them she likes, some of them she likes. She doesn't like. She likes stouts, she likes IPAs, brown ales, red lagers, red ales, Irish lagers. It doesn't matter. She'll drink them all. She'll try them all. Some of them she won't even get near it. She won't get near it. If like the alcohol kind of high, she might go up there and smell it, and then that's it. But she likes all kinds of beers. Now there's another dog that we my mother-in-law has. I don't know what the heck, Portuguese, whatever the dog is, that damn thing will drink anything. She will drink it, the beer, don't matter what kind of beer it is, she'll drink the hell out of it. Now Spot's kind of picky. She'll drink a little bit, but sometimes she'll drink it all, sometimes she won't. I give her about, I say about maybe 5 or 6 tablespoons, that's all I give her. And sometimes she'll drink it all, but that other dog, Lucy's the dog's name, and will drink the hell out of it. She'll probably drink it until she gets drunk and just passes out. I don't know. She doesn't like baths, but if you tell her to get into if you go into the bathroom and she'll put her head down and says, "Come on," she'll hop up. I think I actually made a video on that. How hard is it? How to give a dog a bath? She'll hop up in the dang thing and sit. She'll take her bath. She don't like it, but she'll take it. She likes to tell me where to scratch her. She scratches her belly all the time. She'll come up and lay down on me and just plop over. And if I don't scratch her, she'll put her paw out there and grab my hand, pull it toward her, and I have to scratch her. Then if I stop, and if I put my hand far away, she'll start growling at me to scratch her. Now she used to do this a long time ago. When I'd get home, when she was younger and lighter, I had an S10. I had the tailgate up and she can jump into that dang thing. But now, that ain't happening. There's no way. She kind of slides off stuff now. And finally, the last thing is, when we get home, like if we're going shopping, my son, my wife, we're all in the car, we come home, and whoever opens up the door first, she'll run right past them and come to me and get petted, once scratched and petted and everything like that. So, I think she's taking kind of a liking to me a little bit. But she's a good dog. I haven't had any problems with her. I mean, it's just, she stays in the yard, a great dog, you know, listens all the time and stuff, and you always just, I don't think I can ask for a better dog. She's always, everybody always compliments on her, you know, she's well behaved and everything. This is what we trained her, and, taught her how to, what's right and what's wrong. Sometimes I think she's better than some kids. Well, anyways, that's about it. That's my dog Spot. You've probably seen her a lot of, on my Facebook. If you're friends with me on Facebook, I got my beer album where I have all my beers, and you'll see a lot of pictures with her in it. Me holding the beers with her in the background. And, a lot of she's in a lot of my videos and everything, and if you can find them out and you check them things out, Slim Jim eating contests and stuff, and so there you go, that's my dog Spot. And we'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.